Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Mike Meyer. Welcome to Tennis Inside Out, your go-to channel for live tennis streaming and in-depth match analysis. Come join me today for two watch-alongs, the first being the semifinals, first semifinal of the Indian Wells men's singles between Alexander Zverev and Yannick Sinner, followed by the second men's semi-final between Alcaraz and Medvedev. Man, I just mentioned some big names, and I'm expecting top level tennis. Let's get started with the match news and form, how these players are going to perform, how have they been playing the last couple of months to the most recent since the start of the season. My source is from flashscore.com, just to give a reference. And it starts off by saying Yannick Sinner looks vulnerable as Alexander Zverev attempts to push him in the Indian Wells semifinal. I have to agree with that completely. Match news and form. Alexander Zverev has looked extremely solid at the Indian Wells Masters this fortnight, navigating a tough path to the semifinals with impressive authority. The German has faced four notable opponents and dropped just one set across those matches, showing consistent control throughout the event. His level has only improved as the tournament has progressed, particularly in commanding wins over the in-form Francis Tiafoe and Atrofis. Zverev conceded only 12 games combined in these two matches, winning 6-3, 6-4, and 6-2, 6-3 respectively. This run already stands as one of Zverev's most satisfying results in over a year, as several of his recent deep runs had still fallen short of expectations or past achievements at the same event. At Indian Wells, he has finally broken new ground by reaching his first ever semi-final after 10 previous appearances, where his best results were only a couple of quarterfinals. The German now faces world number 2 Yannick Sinner with a chance to elevate his campaign further. A strong performance could also signal a return of confidence after a difficult spell in recent months. Yannick Sinner had a brief wobble in the round of 16 where he was pushed hard by João Fonseca from Brazil and needed two tiebreaks to come through a straight sets. However, the Italian quickly rediscovered his rhythm in the quarterfinals, producing a dominant 6-1, 6-2 victory over Lerner Tien to book his place in the semi-finals without dropping a set. Sinner is now chasing his best result at Indian Wells, having previously reached the semifinals in 2023 and 2024, both times losing to eventual champions Carlos Alcaraz. Considering the dominant form Sinner displayed over the past couple of years, the way he closed the 2025 season by winning the ATP Finals without dropping a set, few would have expected him to still be searching for his first title match by March 2026. The Italian has not looked quite at his best in the early months of the season. His only semi-final appearance ended in a brutal 5-set defeat to Novak Djokovic. Sinner has not completed 3 consecutive tournaments without reaching a final since 2023, and that record will be on the line this Saturday. Right now, coming up, I see the gentlemen, they're sitting back to back in the golf cart, the camera on Yannick Sinner, who's looking away, wanting to stay very professional. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I think Sinner, I've been saying this since I've started my channel on the 31st of December, and I've been following him since the beginning of this year. I feel like his levels dropped ever so slight, even though he bulldozed over Tien in the quarterfinals, winning 6-1, 6-2. I felt there were definitely signs of rust, maybe needs a little bit of oil, so to speak. I see Multi-Poo's in the chat. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Yeah, always referring to Sinner as the machine, and maybe those cogs and nuts and bolts need to be tightened at certain places for him to really play at his best and find consistency in his matches. I think that's what's, from my perspective, missing a little bit. Let's have a look at the head-to-head. Both players are about to step on court. Zverev had the upper hand in the rivalry by 2023. Yeah, I was looking at that. It all started very good run. It was between 2020 and 2023. Zverev won all those meetings. Let me go to the breakdown here. Indoor hard, outdoor clay, outdoor hard. That was over 3 years between 2020 and 2023. Holding a 4-1 lead, except the very first time they played, Sinner got the win in the early meetings. Over the last 2 years, the Italian has dominated almost everyone on tour except Carlos Alcaraz, and Zverev is no exception. Sinner currently rides a 5-match winning streak in this matchup, which has helped him compile a 6-4 lead in the head-to-head series. Stats and facts. Oh, maybe before I get there, let me just have a look at those previous 5. Okay, so since 2024, Jannik Sinner has been beating Zverev, and it's really only been over the 2 years, 2024 to 2025. They've all been hard court. That's incredible. So since 2024, Jannik Sinner has been dominating indoor and outdoor hard court. The last 2 encounters, he hasn't dropped a set against Zverev. That was back in 2025 in the Paris Masters semifinal indoor and the ATP Finals indoor. That was in the round robin stages. Winning 6-love, 6-1, 6-4, 6-3 consecutively. Just worry a little bit about Sinner's form right now. I do feel that he's on a bit of a high and could pose a major threat today. Stats and facts. Alexander Zverev is 12-11 in Masters semi-final matches and is currently on a 3-match losing streak at this stage. Zverev has not beaten a higher ranked opponent since the Australian Open 2024 and is currently on a 10-match losing streak against such players. Jannik Sinner holds a 9-4 record in Masters semifinals, with 2 of those losses coming in the Indian Wells. Sinner has won 12 of his last 13 matches against top 10 opponents. So looking at those facts, it makes me think that Sinner does have a slight edge. Yeah, you probably have to go dig deep into the memory bank to probably bring out those strategies and tactics and mindset of what it takes to be a champion. And for everyone, all those online bettors that like to take a chance, have a bit of fun with gambling, please gamble responsibly. Jannik Sinner appears more vulnerable now than at any point in the past 2 years, which opens a window for a physically strong and experienced opponent like Alexander Zverev to challenge him. However, Zverev's recurring struggles against elite opponents, where he often retreats into the defensive shell and shows little belief in key moments, make him difficult to trust outright. It's an interesting match and very well put, I must say. The value may instead lie in expecting a competitive match rather than backing him to win. Zverev has the tools to keep this tight as the contest progresses, backing over 20.5 games, Zverev plus 1.5 in the second set, or even Zverev to win the second set, all looks like reasonable angles. So if that made sense to you, then I hope that helps you out. Both players are busy warming up, Sinner's at the net. And I think there was something quite interesting in this betting analysis that was mentioned, that it was saying they might instead line expecting competitive match. And I think the competitiveness is really going to come from Zverev's side. I'm just so impressed how much his second serve has improved. Um, his service game, first serve as well, in general, and he's gonna have to rely on that aspect of his game if he's going to have even a chance. As I read out the scores in the last two encounters back in 2025, he's only been able to win 8 games across 4 sets. One set being 6-4 in the ATP Finals last year, and maybe that's a sign, as a bit of an improvement from the second last match where he lost 6-love, 6-1. Um, yeah, I think he's gonna have to hope that he can get some loose points, loose moments from Sinner, which in my eye has come about. Sinner has shown vulnerabilities on his ground strokes, really, at times, and it fluctuates between forehands and backhands, honestly. And that's where Zverev is really gonna have to take his opportunities and make it work for him in this match. Um, for Yannick Sinner, I mean, I think I'm just repeating myself. He has to try to be more consistent. I think for his sake, he's gonna have to try to keep the points short as well. If there's And I think for Sinner, he's going to want to keep the points short. He's going to have to be aggressive. For Zverev, um, he doesn't have such a problem when it comes to his endurance and stamina. I think, uh, yeah, he will probably he'll probably want to get into long rallies with Sinner, knowing that he struggles. Make Sinner run. That's what I'm thinking from Zverev's side, and it's been very effective in being able to push the opponent back, play drop shots, move the player left and right. Um, Very skillful as well with the lobs. See, both players are now finished with the warm up. See, Nai Multipu's already made his prediction. Hey, you're thinking the same way I am for the final. I want to get my ducks in a row. Ah, beautiful stadium. I wonder if it's looking. Yeah, it's looking very full. So here we go. In a few, maybe less than a minute, this match is gonna get started. Exciting stuff. And Zverev will serve first. The first semi-final, the men's singles Indian Wells 2026. Let's hit it. First serve down the T1 and backhand return out, very close to the chair umpire. Good start for the German. Sehr gut. Only dropping one set, the German. That was against Nakashima in the third round. Not a big first serve. Yeah, Sinner wasn't even trying. He was already walking over to the Jew's side. 30 love. Yay, Sanjay! How's it going? Wow. Wonderful serve out wide, open up the court. Zverev was happy to stay inside the baseline. Took that backhand early. Sinner really tried to get that return as deep as possible in the court, but to no avail. It's probably the best opportunity Zverev will have. And return is out. Best opportunity for Zverev to have to get through to the final. He has been performing better and better match by match. I think it showed even in that third round. I mean, Nakashima also played really well. I've got to take your hat off to him. I think both. I really believe. I'm just looking back now. Multipuya said waiting for a strong fight. I think both semifinals could end up being three setters today. Yeah, maybe I should put up a poll as I normally do. So his father is his coach. That's correct. That's senior Alexander Zverev. Let's go serve out wide. Return attempt on the feet of Zverev. Sorry, of Sinner was long, so 15 love. Inside in forehand in the net from Sinner. Got what he wanted. But it's those type of shots. It's just so unusual to see over the years. There would have been a routine winner, or at least a very, very uncomfortable shot for the opponent to deal with. That has to be a put away volley. Forehand volley winner at the net. Keeping those points short. Okay, I'm starting a poll. Who do you guys think will win the first set? Coach, do you agree? Oh, sorry, I can't read it now. Do you agree that tennis is rich people's sports? No, I don't agree. I think watch, do yourself a favor if you haven't watched King Richard, go watch that. If you know some of the greats in the past, Ivan Lendl, I mean, in very, very difficult circumstances, when back in the day Czechoslovakia was in a civil war, and Sinner hits an ace down the middle of the court to wrap up his service game. There are just so many circumstances where players or people in not favorable living conditions have been able to reach the top in the tennis world. And I think at some point, though, you need the expertise of a professional coach. Talent can get you only so far. Big first serve down the tee. Sinner couldn't return it. Double hand back and return right back at Zverev, but that was long. Zverev lets it go by. There's a hailstorm going on in my village. Apart from this, all is good. Okay, do I need to speak up, Sanjay? Okay. Okay, 15 love. Sorry, I was having a bit of a technical issue. And a beautiful ace out wide from the advantage court, making it 30 love. Slice out wide. Looked like a slower first serve. Might have put Zverev off. His return is high and long, so the points are very short right now. First serve points won till this point already. Zverev 7 out of 7. Sinner 6 out of 7. It's a high number of first serves going in. Let first serve. Once again, let first serve. And this time he misses the first serve. Kick into the body. That was a short return. Zinner's at the net with a forehand. Volley winner cross court. 2-all. It's going on serve. And it's quick. Passing through these games very quickly now. Once again, Alexander Zverev has to get a high percentage of first serves in. Sinner opting to stand back on both first and second serve. Ooh, inside out backhand by Zverev in the net. 15. Oh, it's not great. The second point in a row now in this service game. Alexander Zverev has missed that first serve. Oh, cameraman is right behind Sinner. Wow, that bounce. Return hits the top of the net and bounces out in the doubles tram lines, doubles court. 15 all. So probably the longest rally, and Zverev ends up hitting the unforced error, double hand backhand cross court in the tram lines. So really looking a little bit shaky. Alexander Zverev. This time he gets a first serve in, court open up, but it was a good return from Sinner. Forehand cross court duel. Alexander Zverev is getting more depth. And that's awfully close to the net. I'd say for Sinner, probably needs to get more height on the ball. Getting pushed back by Zverev. Some hard-hitting exchanges, forehands and backhands. Alexander Zverev goes down the line. They're in the advantage court now. Back and cross court. And in the end, double hand backhand in the net by Jannik Sinner. Both players needing a little bit of a breather after that. Zverev just walking around back and forth behind the baseline, now settling into his service routine. Misses the first serve down the tee. Man, he's standing far back. 2, 4, 6 meters. What is that? 15. What would it be? 2 means 2, 6, 18 feet away. Really far. Okay, takes a slight step forward on Zverev's second serve. It's going to be some incredible bounce again. Yeah. When he's standing so far back, at least he can get that hitting zone. Unforced error by Zverev. And here's a great opportunity for Jannik Sinner to get that break. And all of a sudden, Zverev is looking shaky. As I was reading early on, it's true. Zverev just struggles against the best. Very, very consistent. He can beat everyone outside the top 10. Second serve. But this is a true test now. Coming back in cross court. Sinner's a little bit under pressure. Goes into the middle of the court. Sinner decides to stay. Zverev decided to stay on the back end of Sinner, but ended up shifting to the forehand and hitting his forehand out. There's the break. Three, 2. And that's a real commanding lead now. Okay, thanks, Sanjay. Yeah, there's something wrong with my program here. Just found a new way of keeping eye on the chat, so it can keep you guys entertained. You can keep me entertained as well. Okay, audible is fine. Thank you. Sanjay saying is enjoying 3 seasons here in a day. Sunny afternoon, rainy evening, chilly at night. My multi-poo. Zverev is only made for semifinals. Yeah, perhaps you're right. That's where he meets his real match, and it's probably still himself. Oh, beautiful placement. First serve, ace through the center, Mrs. Fenter. Sinner goes wide and no control. Okay. Serve was out. Sorry, second serve. Sinner's interrupted during his ball toss. He retakes it. Kick into the forehand at a short return from Zverev, who's sticking to the backhand side. Goes down the line now with his backhand down the line. Forehand cross court from Zverev. And Sinner didn't look comfortable when he hit that forehand. Fifteen all. Oh, fantastic. Again from that due side. Very, very threatening. Sinner's first serve on the tee. It's around that 130-mile-per-hour mark. For the rest of the world, 209, 210 kilometers per hour serve. Oh, deadly. Misses his first serve this time from the advantage side. Kick into the backhand. Zverev scampering back to the middle of the court and chased down the forehand. Couldn't get over the net. 40-15. There's senior Zverev hiding, trying to stay away from the American sun. Great placement. And it's 4-2. Serve out wide. Zverev scampering to his forehand side. Couldn't get it in. "12 titles in 20 events for Jannik Sinner. 3 majors, 2 ATP finals, 4 ATP thousands. He's got an impressive record. I'm just worried about his form. I think everybody is picturing Sin Carraz final. That would be picturesque as well. Nothing wrong with that. If Sinner faces Alcaraz in the final, Alcaraz gonna crush him because Sinner is not at his best form. Yeah, well put, Nai Multipu. Zverev's at the net. Beautiful backhand volley cross court. Put away for a winner. So down the tee and forehand return in the tram lines. 30 love. Keep voting. Cast your vote. Let me know who you think is going to win this first set. It looks like Sinner's on his way to do so. Double fault. 30-15. That was very aggressive second serve, trying to go hard down the middle of the court. But he's definitely capable of coming back and winning a second set. Second serve. Hard into the forehand. Great return from Sinner. Double and backhand winner down the line. My goodness. 30 all. The Sinner of old. Again, standing back. Oh, that was weak. Double hand backhand in the net from Zverev. And Sinner has another break point. My goodness. I know, it's not looking too good right now. First 4 games were fantastic. Both players. Zverev was great, and now it just looks like, unfortunately, he's falling apart a bit. And that's a wild forehand. Zverev really upset with himself, getting annoyed. Five, 2. I think he's just losing to himself, Zverev again. There's a lot of stress involved, and he just can't alleviate it. It always just seems to get the better of him, and this is definitely going to fuel Sinner's confidence. Just going to grow more. Probably run away with it as well. I mean, if the set goes so easy, Sinner's serving for the first set very soon. Might just run away from Zverev, but let's hope not. For the neutral, we want to see a great game. He's going to have to change something up. The matches I was watching in the Indian Wells from Alexander Zverev, he was doing very well to move forward. I know it's very difficult against Sinner. He strikes the ball so well, often very deep. Today's a little bit short, but maybe Zverev is just too timid to move forward. He's got to change something at some point. Sinner to serve for the first set. Starts with an ace out wide. Kick into the backhand. Zverev standing really far back, and that was a wild return. Was the kick so good that Zverev couldn't control his backhand? Now Sinner's under pressure. Zverev's hitting that backhand hard, and he's missing it. These balls are not even close to the lines. Three set points, and Zverev fans should be very concerned what's going on here. Ooh, serve was out, but connected with the pool boy. Saw that a little too late. Double fault. Forty 15. Serve out wide's been very good. Attempts to go down the middle of the court in the net. Unfortunately, second serve. Onto the forehand, Zverev standing so far back. Edging closer to the baseline. They're in a backhand cross-court duel with one another. Sinner's finally finding good length. And then all of a sudden hits his forehand low in the net. Very low. Halfway up, I would say. Oh my gosh, this is a bit of a roller coaster for both players. Something I've seen in Sinner's game, unfortunately, and I think the Sinner of old would have wrapped this game up already at 40 love. Now he just can't get his first serve in. Second serve, Zverev, I'm guessing he's going to stand back again. Wow, so far back. Good return, but the German has to chase onto his forehand side. Backhand's cross-court now from both players. Oh, and a crazy backhand, miles out. First set. Something not right there. Zverev. I mean, it just feels that he's beating himself. If there's ever a moment, and he's been playing so well, this is the time that he could beat the world number 2. This is the moment that he could really, gain even more confidence, because these moments are just going to, they're just defining who he is as a tennis player. And Multipool, you said it right, man. Maybe he's just made for the semifinals. Everything up to the semis, brilliant. It just, you look at him and you go, man, this guy should be in the final. And then when he meets competition, the likes of Jannik Sinner, Alcaraz, Djokovic, I guess anyone in the top 10, then he'll struggle. But even the last backhand, I didn't even see it bounce. That was so far out. I'm just wondering if this match is now, it's going to be quick. I'm hoping that Zverev can turn it around and find that form that's got him this far in this tournament. I'm thinking about the final. I think it should be an interesting match as well between Alcaraz and Medvedev, but in the end, there's only one outcome. And then if we have a Alcaraz final, which is fantastic for the game of tennis, rightfully so, the two best tennis players in the world, an ATP tour, contesting for the Masters 1000. Once again, I mean, there's at this level, I think Sinner will make it hard for Alcaraz, but it just, gosh, man, that quarterfinal, didn't get to watch most of that match, but it was Cameron Norrie. Missing that first serve again. Kick out wide. Serve and volley attempt. Well, that's a little bit different, but a fantastic return. That was right on the feet of Zverev. And I think he was about halfway between the service line and the net. So he charged the net with determination and speed, but just couldn't get that volley over the net. Shot selection is key against such a player when you're playing against Yannick Sinner. Okay, the surprise element, serve and volley, it's not used so often these days as back in the 80s, 90s. Didn't work on that occasion. Just mustn't give up. He must still find a way of breaking down Sinner, who looks more and more confident. They're in the backhand, cross-court duel. Sinner changes direction. Zverev now opts to go back to the backhand. Oh, huge backhand down the line from the German. He's now in the court, and that's a wild forehand. Just staring into the ground, looking up to his team, emotionless. I can't even tell if the rage is building up in him. It looks rather unfazed. But for his standards, for any tennis player in the top 5, that was a wild forehand. That was not even close to the inner tram line. Missed his first serve down the tee. Oh, double fault. And he's got his frame, his racket in his mouth now. The dart is creeping in, shaking his head left to right. Here we go. Return is out. First serve was in. 30-40. 30-40. If there are any Germans listening. Oh, what a defensive return. That's a hard-hitting backhand from Sinner. See a bit of a jolt in his head when he's hitting his backhand, but he's doing most of the running right now. It looks like Zverev is just parking himself in the middle of the court, and a massive miss hit. But I think the forehand from Zverev was out. Was it not? Or no, it was good. I think Sinner was pointing to the ground. I can't believe that the ball was in. But a huge frame. Looking straight at the umpire after he mishit that forehand, pointing to the baseline. Just gotta move on. So a nice little comeback for the German, and good serve out wide. Forehand return made it over the net, but in the tram lines. It's 3 points in a row. Can Alexander Zverev make it 4? Feels like he's taking an extra time on that. He's bouncing the ball before he serves. Forehand cross-court duels, but they're more or less in the middle of the court. And now the center found angle. He's hitting so short. There's better length from the Italian. Forehand drive volleys at the net. Forehand volley winner. Zverev tried to get to it. Just doesn't have the legs. Can see it. After the forehand drive volley approach to the net, Zverev just didn't have that speed to get out of that backhand, defensive backhand, and move forward. Deuce. Second serve hard into the backhand. Not a bad return. It was a high topspin backhand in the middle of the court. They're in the backhand cross court. Jules Sinner changed direction. Zverev is the one chasing now. Good attacking play from Sinner. Did he make it? He did, but I don't know why he's apologizing. So third breakpoint opportunity. I don't know if during the rally he might have clipped the net. If it's part of his tactic, his game, changing the depth of the bounce off his ground strokes, but Sinner, I feel that he's hitting short quite often, and then he can find that depth really close to the baseline, and then it comes back very close to the service line, sometimes even before the service line, and it lets me know that, okay, that ball is traveling very, very close to the net. Maybe he did clip the net ever so slight, and then put Zverev off. Wow. He needs more of those. The German, good first serve, down the middle of the court. Unreturnable, even though the Sinner got there. One hand backhand from both Alcaraz. Missed the one hand backhand. Oh. There we go. First serve again is in. That's what Zverev really missed in that second half of the first set. Zverev always so cold, no aggression at all. A bit boring. Well, then you must have thought that Roger Federer was a boring personality. There we go. Very quick first serve, ace on the middle of the court. That was a tough game. Zverev had to really dig deep. It was the end of that game that could tell, just you can see, made the difference when Zverev got those first serves in. Oh, look at that. So match statistics till now, both players, 60% of first serves going in. Points won off the first serves, 92% for Sinner, 83% for Zverev. But look at that, the second serve points won, and I thought so. A quarter of the points, so 1 in 4 points. Zverev is he's only winning 1 out of 4 points off his second serve, and Sinner was higher. I think it was a 70, 76 or something. Wow. Sinner thrashed his forehand cross court. That was a very defensive return. And Sinner said, I'm not going to have any of that. Wonderful ace. On the tee. 118 miles per hour. 190 kilometers per hour. First serve. Second serve, short in the block, but Zverev is staying so far back, creeping ever closer to the baseline. They're in a backhand cross-court duel with one another. Zverev changed direction. He's got a great backhand down the line. Forehand down the line. Sinner hits it short. And the courts open up for a passing shot. Sinner hits his forehand winner. Just cruising through his service games. Yeah, look at that. 90. Oh, so it's only a high of 93 degrees Fahrenheit. That would be hotter. Everyone was saying that it's hotter. That looked like a double fault. It does look like Sinner's struggling. This way he's walking around sometimes. I don't know if it's like in his legs or just physically just feeling drained. Sometimes he's even pinching between the eyes. And big serve down the tee. Double and back and return out. One all. Djokovic gives pain to these youngsters, but Zverev can't. 15 love. Here we go. First serve's going in. Difficult. Wow, 135 mile per hour. First serve, really, really difficult for Sinner to control. Yeah, 217 kilometers per hour. Man, you got very little time to react. Probably, yeah, a quarter of a second. Oh, massive double hand backhand miss hit from Sinner. And he's got his left arm on his waist. Ah, okay. That was nothing to be alarmed by. I don't think it was anything to do with an injury or pain or discomfort. It was just thought it was something with his hip, to be honest. First serve is out. Kick out wide. And the return is long. 2-1 for Zverev. That's it. Starting to see it now. It was the end of Zverev's first service game in this set that started getting more first serves in, and I was complimenting him before the start of the match how well he's been serving. Yeah, he's got a great second serve, but against Jannik Sinner, who's got such brilliant stats, yeah, it's not going to look good. You're going to be struggling, and it makes a world of difference. Zverev, 130 to 135 mile per hour first serves going in. Everybody will struggle with that. And that's the type of play that Zverev needs if he's going to want to keep it close, keep it tight. Then the question mark is, okay, great, it's tight. Can he break Sinner? Doesn't look like it right now. Sinner's just really, yes, performing well on his own service games. But then, okay, so it gets further in the set. Go 5-all, get 6-all tiebreak. Does Sinner have the mental strength then to take on? Does Zverev have the mental strength to take on Sinner and win that tiebreak? Okay, so there we go. Time on court. Zverev has spent 6.5 hours now on court. Sinner, 5 hours and 22 minutes. Good return from Zverev, but ends up slicing his backhand out along in the court behind the baseline. First serve points 19 out of 21 for Zverev. Didn't see Sinner's stat. A little bit too quick for me. Second serve. Where's Zverev standing? Still very defensive. Backhand cross-court duel. That was thunderous from Zverev. Forehand cross-court now. Changing it up. Sinner went down the line and that backhand looked long from Zverev, who's now opened the hatch and he's screaming at himself and his team. Seeing his body language just full of question marks. Zverev Senior just trying to keep Zverev Junior positive, upbeat, keep fighting. Oh, great serve out wide, great outswinger. And just cruising through his service games. Impressive by the Italian. Another first serve in, and Zverev just very casual, just stretched out his racket. Didn't really look like there was much effort involved. Good hard hitting ground strokes from Alexander. First serve goes in, not a bad return from Sinner. The court opened up, went cross court with a backhand. They're in an advantage backhand cross court duel with one another. Sinner changes direction. Alexander wants to go back to the backhand, goes cross court with his forehand this time. Some hard hitting tennis. It seems like Zverev's just opting to stay on that backhand, which is probably making Sinner even stronger. Did he get it? No, he just missed it. I thought so. Very, very close. Oh, stunning ace on the tee. Three game points. And it's just looking more and more like we're heading towards a tiebreak. I know it's still early days, not quite halfway in the set, but that first serve percentage definitely up there. Short return, double hand backhand winner down the line. And it's another break time rather. No one's been broken yet in the set, still going on serve. I would like to see Zverev come to the net, but he's waiting for Sinner to play it short. I'm just thinking about that drop shot now. Sinner's been really good at the net as well. Coming forward at the right time on many occasions. But as it stands, the players are now hitting good first serves, good amount of first serves in the second set. The start of the second set, the stats were 60% first serves going in for both players. And now it feels like it's probably jumped over 70-80%. Points are staying shorter. And that's one reason as well why both players are holding on to their service games. That's what's making me think that it's gonna get to a tiebreak. Things can change when you get to the end of that first set, when it gets 4-all, 5-all. People start to choke. Players start to overthink what they're doing. It's a semi-final. It's a big moment. Indian Wells. I think that sounded like, yeah, it's a let. Kick down the middle of the court. I went back in return. That's hard hitting from Sinner. Looking very defensive from Alexander Zverev, but that's short. This has got to be a winner. Inside in forehand by Sinner. That was very short. Average topspin speed in the first set for Zverev was 88 miles per hour. And now it's dropped to 79. Oh, again, the placement is superb. Wasn't an ace. But that first serve was good enough. I like those camera angles sometimes. Sometimes the cameraman's or the view of the point is then, it feels like you're on court, like a linesman. That's a short return. Sinner's all over it. Targeting the back end of the German. Falling cross court now from Zverev. Oh, he's moving forward now. That must be out. So a good point from Zverev. But it seems like he's trying to bully his way to get that short ball and then move forward, put pressure on Sinner. It's going to take a lot out of him to do so. Like I've said, I've seen Sinner during the rallies. He does tend to hit short at sometimes, but at times. But I just think that there's so much power behind it. It doesn't allow Zverev to come forward. And I'm really talking about the return games for Zverev. On the service games, he's moving forward quite often, especially when he's getting that first serve in. Here's another lengthy rally. Sinner misses his forehand cross court. Calling for his foul, I'm guessing. Camera's on him now. Not moving well. I don't know if he's hiding it, but it's like the way he's walking. I don't know if he's got like a bit of a limp, or maybe there is a hip problem. I don't know. It's his first serve out wide. He did just like a little like movement forward, very strange, before he started his service routine. It looks like he's moving well during the point. Drop shot. There we go. I was begging that question at the break. When are we going to see those drop shots again? This come from world number 2, well disguised behind the baseline. He had that forehand topspin grip ready, and then at the last second, single-handedly changed it to the continental. Nice little scoop maneuver. Game point. Zverev guessed right and hammered his forehand return right back at Sinner, leaning backwards. Couldn't control his forehand, and there's some type of concern that Sinner's hiding something. Wow, what a forehand return winner. Zverev loves it. Yes, right again. It was a great serve out wide. And Zverev just smashed that forehand cross court for a winner. Last meeting against Zverev, made first serve in all 7 break points faced. Very interesting stat. The last time they met, all 7 break points, he made the first serve, and now he gets an ace. 135 mile per hour first serve ace. Juice number 2, second serve. Double hand back and return right back at Sinner. Drop shot from Sinner, well executed. Lob. Zverev running back and couldn't control his forehand. Advantage Sinner. Average rally length in the first set was 4 shots, and the second set's definitely picked up now. The average is 6. Wow. Again, first serve in. Return. Not good enough. 3-all in the second set. Let's look back at those meetings that they had. So 2025 was the most recent ATP Finals, 6-4, 6-3 for Jannik Sinner. And the indoor tournament in Paris. Second last time they met. Sinner won 6-love, 6-1. Forehand drive, inside in, Sinner's at the net, and Zverev, uncontrolled forehand in the net. Just sense is going to be another break here. I think Sinner can get it. Unless Zverev can get those first serves in. The win percentage of the second serve is way too low. Second serve now for the German. And a double fault. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. There's a better first serve. Maybe just taking the pace off a little bit. Utilizing his size and his height to get all that width that he needs to pull Sin out of the court. If the ball comes back, the court's open. If not, it's your point. Well done, Alex. Needs to get another first serve in, and he does. And more or less in the middle of the court, hitting with one another. Sinner's starting to be a little bit braver. And his feet were not in the right place. Zverev. It's not the first time he's been in a situation. 2 break points for Jannik Sinner, and now Zverev has to fight back. I wouldn't be surprised if he just throws in an ace, gets a big first serve, and it's juice very quickly. This is his first serve down the tee. Kick into the backhand, return short in the middle of the court. From Sinner's hitting short again. Oh, did he land the backhand? It looked out. There's the break. I can't see a third set now. I think Zverev can still... Can't see him breaking Sinner with his return either. Maybe he could get another service game, but I think that's a done deal. That was an imported break. So there goes my prediction of a tie break. Zverev just losing the battle to himself again. There is a gap. It's almost like he's just wedged himself in between the best in the world and then the best top players in the world. Just thinking back to that semi-final against Alcaraz. I mean, he was playing really well in Australian Open. That must be mentally so tough to get over. And he just felt that, when he went to Acapulco, that he was ready and he did the work, training, mental work. He was ready for it, and that was very short-lived. Like I said earlier, this would have been the moment for him to really stamp his authority, get to a final. Maybe it's still possible. Second serve, Sinner onto the backhand, inside in return by Zverev. Hitting hard down the middle. Now forehand cross-court duel. Zverev changed direction. He's pushing Sinner back. There was a great opportunity to throw in a drop shot at some point. Whoa, what a forehand cross-court winner. Huge angle. Bouncing before the service line, very close to the inner tram line. Love 15. Wow. I'm not sure that was completely his wish. He wanted to go cross-court, but that was some whipping action. Inside out forehand. Sinner's at the net. Smash was almost like mishit. It's very, very slow to get that smash back. I don't think it was cleanly hit. There must have been some weird spin on that one. Zverev didn't hit his forehand cleanly either. Flat serve down the middle of the court. One hand backhand return in the tram lines. 30-15. Ooh. Kick into the forehand, inside out forehand return with power. Zverev hitting really hard. He's always been finding good length. And then Sinner changes it up. And I think that also puts Zverev off. 40-15. It's very unusual to see that from Sinner. He's hitting short very often. And I mean, really short. Very close to the service line. Sometimes even before the service line. And then the second last shot in this rally was right on the baseline. Maybe Zverev just didn't expect that. Definitely one way of putting your opponents off, besides changing the spin, height of the ball, and the power. So many factors go into that. Zverev again being spread left and right by Sinner, looks quite comfortable, just steering his backhand all over the place. And as I say that, hits his double hand backhand in the net. Still has another game point though. He should convert here. Where is he going to go? Out to the backhand. Yeah. Return is short. Drop shot. Beautiful winner from Sinner. 5-3. Incredible setting. So maybe the magic's going to start for Zverev as he digs into his bag, takes out a new racket. Semifinals still to come. World number 1, Carlos Alcaraz taking on 11th seed Medvedev. So it makes sense. New racket, new balls. That in forehand from Zverev. Sinner's definitely under pressure. Drop shot from Zverev. Yeah, there we go. Why so late? Why do you have to wait until almost the final game to do that? I guess it's easier for us or myself to be sitting here having slow motion replays, bird's eye view of this court. Unforced error from Zverev. 15-30. Whoa, massive second serve. Double hand back in return, high and long from Sinner. Good for serve down the tee, inside the baseline. Zverev thrashes his forehand cross court for a winner. 40-30. First serve down the tee, not a bad forehand return. That looked out from Zverev. Lucy. And an ace out wide. Brings up advantage for the German. Another first serve down the tee. Forehand return in the net. 5-4. Zverev can breathe a little longer. I have to apologize from my side. Really struggling here. I had a technical problem. My chat is maybe you guys can be chatting with one another, but I'm really struggling to. Just hasn't budged. Tells me that it's been disconnected. Maybe I should just try something different. No. What a pity, because I'm going to continue. Through to the next match. I don't think I'm going to be able to fix this. I'm just not tech savvy enough. Here we go. Alcaraz just doing his warm-ups. Medvedev as well in the background. Sinner serving for the match. Forehand cross-court duels, and that forehand is out by Yannick Sinner. Love 15. Second serve. Right to the middle of the court. Forehand, return, high looping topspin forehand. And second one went long. Zverev thinks it might be the strings, just hammering it with the inside of his left wrist, checking the tension. And there's some deep thinking process going on there with Alexander Zverev shaking his head left and right. How can this be happening? It's just like deja vu over and over. Great first serve down the tee. Drop shot from Sinner. And before it even hit the net, he turned away. 15-30. Just get a feel of it as well. As soon as the ball leaves the strings, most of the time you just know how it's going to end up. Oh, what an ace. Down the middle of the court. 30-all. That's something in Sinner's game has been very consistent today. It's been turning up now and then with aces. First serve is great. And there we go, another one. Second ace in a row. And he sets himself up with match point. It's a little too easy for the Italian. I know I speak as if this match is over. But to get to this point, he's been mightily impressive and in charge. Zverev has also been helping him quite a bit. Kick into the body, inside out forehand return, staying on that advantage, cross-court duels, and it goes down the line. Back to the backhand cross-court, and it's out. It's over. As both players embrace at the net, Sinner is the first to get to the final. That was my prediction in my video that I set up almost a week and a half ago. And a very, very convincing win. Dominated throughout the match with his service games. Cruised through so many times, 4 points in a row. Zverev is already off. Shot selection was pretty good as well. In the second set, really started coming out with those drop shots, but dominated the long rallies, was incredibly aggressive off Zverev's second serves, and with time actually just decided to sit back and just start the rally. Didn't feel that Zverev was going to be very threatening off his second serve, and the stats definitely show that as well. Such a low percentage of points were won by Alexander Zverev off his second serve. And just to make things even worse, Zverev had a very low percentage of first serves going in. When they did go in, it was very threatening. But unfortunately, he came out second best today. Jannik Sinner is through to the Indian Wells Masters 1000 final. And he will definitely be eager to find out who's going to be joining him. Is it going to be Daniil Medvedev? Or is it going to be Carlos Alcaraz? Everyone has their favorite already in mind. meant to reach finals of all 6 hard courts. Oh, just missed that. Carlos Alcaraz to play Daniil Medvedev, still to come. Wasn't supposed to be before, 10 minutes ago. So that's good news. Let me just check that again, just to be 100% certain. Yeah, so for me, not before 11 p.m. So we passed that already. Yeah. What can Zverev do to overcome these obstacles? It's always it's a Mount Everest to climb when he gets to this level. When he gets this far in tournaments, I felt his quality wasn't great, and I've seen a few matches already where he's played extremely well. Yeah, double faults at the wrong time. He played this match right in the hands of Yannick Sinner. Oh, here we go. 6-2, 6-4. And I think I'm going to skip straight through to the next match. Alcaraz Medvedev. Should be starting soon. I've got to set a few things up here. Let's see if I can do it quickly. I have no idea what happened to my chat. It said it's been disconnected, and just have to be patient. It might reconnect at some point. I do apologize. As long as everyone can hear me, I will continue. That's important. It's this one. Okay, perfect. So let's get into Alcaraz and Medvedev and look at their run. How have they been performing against one another, head-to-head results, their current form? How's it been the start of the season? How are the players looking right now? Daniil Medvedev, first the sources from flashscore.com. Daniil Medvedev looks ready to challenge Carlos Alcaraz's dominant run in a blockbuster semifinal clash. Carlos Alcaraz has been a ruthless force this season, combining an insanely high level of play with a razor-sharp focus and intensity rarely seen from him in the past. That confidence has allowed the Spaniard to dictate matches entirely on his own terms, leaving opponents struggling to keep up. Very evident. It was evident in the third round when Arthur Rinderknecht led by a set and a break before Alcaraz raised his level and completely took over the match. A similar pattern appeared in the quarterfinals against Cameron Norrie, where he calmly recovered from an early break in the second set and raced to a 6-3, 6-4 win. The Spaniard is enjoying the best start to a season of his career, and the achievements he continues to collect are only boosting his confidence further. He claimed maiden titles at the Australian Open and in Doha in his previous two outings. While he cannot recreate that exact feeling in Indian Wells this week, he has a chance to achieve something different. Remember, he has already won this twice before. Alcaraz is aiming to make Indian Wells his most successful Masters event by capturing a third title here, having previously won in 2023 and 2024 before a surprise semi-final loss to Jack Draper last year. Daniil Medvedev may currently sit 10 places below Carlos Alcaraz in the ATP rankings, but in terms of recent form, he trails only the Spaniard. The Russian arrives in excellent shape after winning the Dubai title without dropping a set and backing it up with another dominant run to the semifinals at Indian Wells, again without losing a set. Across these two tournaments, he has conceded more than 4 games in a set only once. That came in the quarterfinals this week against defending champion Jack Draper. Former world number 1 Medvedev has struggled badly against Alcaraz and Sinner in recent years, which has clearly dented his confidence and kept him out of the mix for the biggest titles. The fact that he has not won a Masters or Slam in the last 2 years during a period when Alcaraz Sinner should I said, have dominated the top level highlights the extent of those struggles. A win over either of them at this stage might do wonders for Medvedev's confidence. With momentum and belief finally building again in his game, this could be one of those rare opportunities for him to challenge and potentially defeat the sport's current elite. I have to agree with that. I think Medvedev has been doing fantastic. It was a pity that he couldn't play the final against Griekspoor in Qatar, but that he got there was fantastic. And man, he's done superbly well to get this far as well in Indian Wells. Head to head, Carlos Alcaraz leads 6 wins to 2. Medvedev won the pair's first ever meeting in Wimbledon in 2021, but Alcaraz has since dominated the rivalry. The Spaniard now holds a 6-2 lead in the head-to-head series and arrives at a 4-match winning streak in this matchup. Wow. Let's get a little bit deeper. I want to see those results exactly, what they might look like. Yeah, so it was last time Medvedev won was back in 2023 in the US Open semifinal, winning in 4 sets. And then in that same year in the ATP finals in the round robin stage, Carlos Alcaraz won, so that was hard court. 6-4, 6-4. 2024 Indian Wells final. Beat Medvedev 7-6, 6-1. 2024 were again in Wimbledon semi-final. That was on grass, winning in 4 sets. And then 2024 Beijing outdoor hard court. Alcaraz won again 7-5, 6-3. But in all honesty, Alcaraz is just in a league of his own right now. And as much as we can praise Medvedev for the level that he's raised, we're going to witness it now, whether it's good enough to really compete against Alcaraz. That's a long time ago, 2024 Beijing. Yeah. Let's get back to the stats and the facts. Carlos Alcaraz has won 17 of his 17 matches this year, with 13 of those victories coming in straight sets. That's amazing. Alcaraz is 9-3 in Masters semifinal matches, with his most recent defeat coming here in the Indian Wells last year. Two of Medvedev's last three losses in this tournament came against Carlos Alcaraz. Medvedev holds a strong record against world number ones, winning 7 of his 15 matches. Impressive. All right. And for everyone who likes to do a little bit of betting, please gamble responsibly. Carlos Alcaraz looks almost unstoppable right now, but Daniil Medvedev's current hardcourt form means he cannot be written off. The Russian has been one of the standout performers on North American hard courts in decades. In this decade, and with the confidence and momentum he currently carries, he is capable of challenging anyone, especially Carlos Alcaraz. Opposing Alcaraz outright is still difficult given his unbeaten start to the year and recent dominance in this matchup. However, Medvedev's level suggests he has a solid chance to take at least a set in this contest. Well, that's what it says in the betting. Um, I know for a fact when I've been watching Medvedev, that first serve has just been he's been carrying it with him from one tournament to the next. The start of this 2026 has just been absolutely fantastic, and if he can continue, the type of set that he'll win will be very tight. Probably in a tiebreak. You could imagine it being 7-5. Um, that means he has to also break Alcaraz. I know Alcaraz is not really well known to be hitting aces left, right, and center, but it's the rest of his game that's behind the serve that really backs up his ability to hold his service games. And that means it can be very tight. Carlos Alcaraz has a phenomenal return as well, as we all know. Um, this is a fantastic matchup. These two, Medvedev very happy to sit back and rally all day long. Um, Alcaraz as well is capable of doing that, but I think he's going to really use his strengths to his advantage, and that's just to keep his opponents guessing. He's going to throw loads of drop shots. Um, he's just going to be really in the moment, Carlos Alcaraz, and I'm so eager. Can't wait to see it. As I've never looked at it this far, the golf cars are about to drive into a tunnel. Looks like an underground tunnel. Probably goes underneath the stadium, almost like the Colosseum. I don't know if you've ever been to Rome in Italy. Yeah, yeah, there we go. So they are underground. That's why it looks so dark. I was wondering. I think Medvedev will be setting foot first on court. What is going here? Oh, okay. Did I just fix it now with the chat? What just happened here? Oh, please, I hope I've just sorted it out. I think I did. I'm going to start a poll. Okay, let's do the same. Just want to see that everything's working. Might, might have just fixed my chat. Um, who? Let's use proper English. Who shall win the first set? Will it be Alcaraz? Will it be Medvedev? Cast your vote. Hope this is going to work. Yeah, now I'm starting to see all these messages that I couldn't see before. Okay, good. I think I sorted this out. I'm happy about that. And I guess players are about to start their warm up. I'm going to refill my glass and I'll leave you guys with a bit of music. Almost 11:30 at night where I'm at in the Netherlands. And 3:30 in California now. Go ahead, cast your vote. Let me know who you think's going to win the first set. This is going to be incredible. Okay, everything's looking good. The weather's looking good. Gosh, there was so much wind last week and a bit at the start of this week. Alcaraz 16-match win streak. Medvedev is on an 8-match win streak. A little bit of smashing warm-up for the Spaniard. Can't tell if you guys are voting or not, unless everyone is just picking the same person. Let me know who you think is going to win the first set in this match. Only dropping one set. That was in the third round. Carlos Alcaraz against Rinderknecht. That was a tight first set. Tie break, fourth round, beating Rude 6-1, 7-6, and then Nori 6-3, 6-4. That was phenomenal. The level of tennis was exceptional. Daniil Medvedev. Last win over a world number one was in 2024 Wimbledon. That was against Yannick Sinner. And it has actually for a long time been very quiet. Daniil Medvedev, it's just been there, trying to get out of the shadows of our current top two, top three, top four best men's players, singles players in the world. And been very impressive already the start of 2026. Second round, first round was a bye. Second round he played Tabilo 6-4, 6-2. Third round Baez 6-4, 6 love. Mickelson 6-2, 6-4, and then Draper 6-1, 7-5. I mean, he's on a great run. I think one of the best serving matches I've seen from Medvedev was not so long ago in Qatar. That was against Lehechka, and phenomenal serving by the Russian. Exciting stuff. They're both coming to the end of their serving warm-up. Head-to-head results on hard courts: 4 wins for Alcaraz. Medvedev only 1. In the last 4 meetings, it's all in the favor of the Spaniard. Yeah, I think that's the only way that Medvedev can win a set. It's going to look something like a tiebreak, 7-5, 7-6. It could even be 6-4. I'd be very surprised if Medvedev takes a set and it's 6-3 or 6-2 in his favor. Right now, 94 degrees Fahrenheit. Slight breeze, north breeze. Humidity 9%. Wow. Incredibly dry. And here we go. Most recently, I'm getting a bit of a soft spot for Carlos Alcaraz, I must admit. Medvedev serve first. And an easy winner into the open court. Alcaraz didn't even try to run back. That serve was incredible. 15 love. Inside out forehand, or rather into the feet of Medvedev. Went out. Short return, inside out forehand winner for Medvedev, 40 love. Alcaraz moving forward, inside the baseline, double hand backhand return cross court. Inside the baseline, forehand cross court. Medvedev scrambling all over the court, couldn't get his forehand back. Such a different type of player. So confident and very eager to get on that second serve with his return. Alcaraz. They look long by Medvedev. 40-30. First serve down the tee, return right back at Medvedev. Clips the top of the net. They're in the back and cross court duel now. Oh, excellent precision. Medvedev goes down the line, sliding forehand. Chip is out by Alcaraz. So 1 love for Daniil. Second serve. What is this now? Average speed picked up by 2 miles per hour. On the second serve, forehands also quicker. First serve. The return of the first serve is quicker. Second serve. The return of the second serve is quicker. Okay, so interesting. Comparing the new Medvedev to the old Medvedev. Yeah, there's an improvement, especially in the return. Love 1. Backhand cross-court duel ends with Medvedev missing his backhand cross-court. 15 love. First serve in the net. Kick into the middle of the court. Medvedev standing really far back and inside in forehand in the tram lines by Alcaraz. 15 all. Yeah, there was an American who won today. Townsend in the women's doubles. For any Americans who are watching, can be pleased about that. Ooh, double fault. 15-30. First serve in the net. Kick out wide, double line back and return in the net by Medvedev. 30 all. Forehand cross-court duel. Medvedev changed direction with the inside-in backhand. Backhand cross-court now from both players. Both players finding really good length. Backhand slice down the line from Alcaraz. Medvedev tried to go back down the line, but he hit his forehand in the net. 40-30. Charlize Theron. Lekker. South Africa. She probably considers herself to be more American probably these days than being South African. She'll never forget to the language. Double hand backhand return in the net. 1-1. Year-to-date ranking points. Alcaraz 2,900 and then Sinner 1,550. Double hand backhand down the line by Alcaraz. Just moving Medvedev around the court. Did that go in? Inside out forehand winner. By the world number one. Just felt like time stood still before we put that winner away. It was his second last shot that I think caught everyone by surprise. I think the ball probably clipped the back of the baseline. Medvedev definitely had question marks about it. Then a huge miss hit, double hand backhand. Return from Carlos Alcaraz, 15-all. First serve onto the forehand, return cross-court, a massive forehand cross-court winner from Medvedev. Wowza. First serve in again, this time on the forehand, inside out forehand, it looked out. What? Oh my word. Was there some sort of apology? What happened there? Wow. Okay, this time Medvedev misses his first serve. Alcaraz taking a very offensive stance inside the baseline, smashes forehand return right at the feet of Medvedev. And Alcaraz missed his backhand volley, not looking phased at all. He might be sensing a little bit of fear in Daniil. It's a big difference to the first opening service game that Medvedev had. Again, Alcaraz moving forward. At some point, he's going to change that up. That's a short return. And Medvedev smashes forehand down the line to make it 2-1. All right, thank you to everyone who's voting. We only got a couple of votes in, or a few votes rather. Please go for it. Doesn't cost you too much time. Definitely not going to cost you any money. Just think about who you think is going to win this first set. Cast your vote. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Makes it very interesting. Glad I fixed this problem. I had a bit of an issue with my chat. It looks like everything's working again. Feel free to put out your feelings, express yourself in the chat. Oh, what a stunning drop shot winner from Alcaraz. Tactically brilliant, serving and moving Medvedev out of the court on the deuce side and then playing the drop shot on the backhand side at the net. The longest distance to cover as a sprint on the tennis court. It's all mathematical. Got to go back to high school. Think about Pythagoras. Don't want to be sending shivers down everyone's spine. Let's continue with tennis. Luis Lopez would like then the triumph of this match was Medvedev more than this is some difficult that can happen. Okay, yeah, you're rooting for Medvedev. Nothing wrong with that. I think he's starting to find form again. He's gone quiet over the years. And the start of this 2026 season has been very consistent. Oh, beautiful inside in forehand winner from Alcaraz. I think that would definitely make things very interesting. It would be an incredible surprise win if Medvedev can take out Carlos Alcaraz. Serve and volley, and the volley goes long under the nose of Medvedev. Still another game point for the world number one. I just feel that maybe Medvedev, even though he's on good form right now and he's playing some of his best tennis, he's just meeting Alcaraz at the wrong time. This is probably the best that Alcaraz has ever played. And just separating himself from everyone else. But that was probably too ambitious. He went for the inside out forehand, but way too much angle. I don't know if he was trying to be fancy or was just having fun out there, but he just squandered two opportunities to wrap up his service game. It's deuce. Serve out wide is returned into the middle of the court by Medvedev. That looked like a mishap. It was probably intentional topspin. Forehands, cross courts, slice short from Medvedev. From Alcaraz, and then Medvedev approached down the line. Alcaraz hit his forehand in the tram lines. Break point for Daniil Medvedev. Luis Lopez, maybe your wish is coming true. Kick out wide, return right under the nose of Alcaraz, pushing him back, struggling now with the backhand slice cross court. Many exchanges, cross court with a backhand. Alcaraz changes now down the line, back to the backhands. And a wild, wayward double hand backhand. Down the line, Medvedev breaks. Oh. And I'm a little stunned right now. His last 2 points were probably too casual from Alcaraz. but the execution was below par, below standard. Moving on. Wow, that is some hard hitting from Alcaraz. I think it's his way to show his frustration. Losing his service game just now, feel like he's just increased the speed with his ground strokes. Love 15. And Medvedev, second serve, has to deal with an aggressive return. Alcaraz plays a drop shot. The lob turns to overhead smash, and what a winner from Medvedev! Right in the corner, inside out backhand, 15 all. I don't know what Alcaraz is disputing. Still looking at the court. Got to move on. That was a great winner. Return is just next to the inner tram line. 30-15. My goodness. I was saying it would be really unusual if Medvedev could win the first set. But with the scoreline of maybe 6-2, 6-3, I thought that would be very unusual. It's possible to break Carlos Alcaraz, as it's evidently already happened. He's doing the most running right now. Wow. Fantastic play by Medvedev. In the end, forcing Alcaraz to a forced error. Good enough to grant him now 2 game points and turn this to 4-1. Oh, return is out. Wasn't a comfortable looking forehand. It's 4-1. Yeah. We all a little bit shell shocked right now? Or is that just me? I've seen better in recent times. Before the match started, I was thinking about that final against Atrafis in the Middle East, and I was thinking it would be incredible to see that level of tennis. But not seeing it right now. In where his balls are landing, the unforced errors, they're far away from the singles court. He's gonna have to tighten up. I think I'd be. I feel almost too egotistical to think like, oh no, for certain he's gonna come back. But I'm not too sure. Medvedev is very, very solid. You can see that sometimes he just maybe runs out of steam when the rallies get too long. And Alcaraz, he has hit, I think maybe on 2 occasions now, exceptional winners. Medvedev is just not quick enough to get there and defend. But other than that, if he can reach the ball, he's connecting well. His placement is fantastic. Forehand and backhands, down the lines, cross courts are great. Maybe looking a bit one-dimensional, but that's fine. It's working right now. I can imagine maybe Alcaraz is going to mix it up more again. He's going to have to try find another way of overcoming this. Probably going to see him coming more to the net, perhaps. Throw in a few more drop shots. Wow, what a forehand winner. Cross-court by Medvedev. Not even a celebration. 15. Slice forehand. Returned by Medvedev. Oh, slams his forehand down the line. Alcaraz struggling. And loses his shoe. His shoe fell off. And I think he's going to take a bit of time now just to put it on. Probably has to sit down somewhere first. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I don't think that really put him off when he hit the ball. No, that happened after. Tie your shoelace, mate. Wow. Yeah, good. Double knot. Make sure it's tight. Wow, guys and girls. What is going on? Oh, there's a good first serve. Out wide, Medvedev can only get the frame, and I think it was a crowd catch. Gentleman in the stands, very chuffed with himself. Absorbing all that power and stardom from Carlos Alcaraz, perhaps. The court's open, drop shot. Brings Medvedev forward, and he tried to play a drop shot, but it hit the back, the top of the net, and came back. So 30 all. Carlos Alcaraz is somewhat of a comeback king. I think he's just going to have to make it really messy now. We know how good Alcaraz can be in adapting to any situation, but also just mixing it up so that the opponent doesn't get into any sort of rhythm. It's going to have to start doing that now because Medvedev's looking very comfortable. And as I say that, Medvedev looked very uncomfortable, trying to get his forehand back in the court. It's 40-30 game point. Kick out wide, and most definitely a scream of vamos. Saves his service game, wins it. But it's 4-2. How many of you are thinking now Alcaraz must break? But more than that, can he break Medvedev? I don't know. Medvedev gets a lot of first serves in now. Oh, tough one, yeah. Just practicing that ball toss is right in the sun. You can see by the way his body's casting a shadow and the direction that his left arm's moving. They're in the rally now. Inside out forehand from Alcaraz. Looking very athletic. And he missed his forehand down the line. In the tram lines. Medvedev, 15 love. Medvedev goes hard down the line with his backhand. They're in a backhand cross-court duel now. And Medvedev hits his backhand out now. Force error, 15 all. Just missed his slice out wide. Tries it again. Hard return cross court from Alcaraz. Medvedev is trying to drill his double hand backhand cross court with power. High topspin. Backhand out from Alcaraz, mixing up the height and the spin and the pace. Back to hard hitting. Great forehand by Medvedev. And it must have put off Alcaraz's unforced error in the end. A couple of shots later, 30-15. Russian is looking very solid right now. Misses his first serve down the tee. Good catch from the gentleman in the crowd, sitting in the stands. Inside in forehand in the tram lines. Alcaraz. I don't like the look of this. I'm somewhat surprised. Was I holding too high expectations of the Spaniard? Medvedev's at the net. I don't think that lob's going to go in. In the tram lines. What is going on? 5-2 for Daniil Medvedev. And while this is all going on, Alcaraz is just looking calm. He's got his head down, must be thinking quite a bit. Boy, he's just repeating some positive affirmation in his mind over and over and over. Yeah, it's probably more the latter than the former. Oh my goodness. I did ask earlier who's going to win the first set, and I'm able from my side to see what you guys think. Okay, so not many people have voted. I'm gonna I guess I should probably just leave it just in case things change. What are the chances that Alcaraz can turn this around and bring it back? Oh my goodness. Well, to get to 5-all, he's got 2 service games and he has to break Medvedev once. It is doable. It's doable. Gosh, if he had to do that, he'll probably go on to win this match in straight sets. But right now, I feel that Medvedev is more on the driving seat. It definitely looks possible that Medvedev could break Alcaraz again at some point. New balls, maybe that's going to be the change. Got to look for positive omens all over the place. Drop shot from Alcaraz, fantastic. Yeah, well, what was Medvedev waving his racket around? Isn't that a hindrance? Okay, let's not dig in too deep here. Serve and volley, beautiful volley winner, very well executed. That's a type of tennis I think that Alcaraz needs to just fire himself up as well. Get that vamos going. Yeah, almost playing Medvedev's game when he's staying back, rallying back and forth. Oh, it's a wild return from Medvedev. 40 love. Oh, what a return inside out. Huge double and backhand. Cross court. Medvedev goes cross court with a forehand. Oh! And there's the number one in the world. Smile on his face. Running forehand. Plays a winner cross court. Getting most of the spectators on their feet, just going crazy. Even Medvedev had to cheer for that. Phenomenal. Oh, sorry, wait, what's going on? No, I was right. What's going on? Oh. $15 for Medvedev. Kick out wide, good return from Alcaraz and blast off forward cross court for a winner. What a crucial game, a big game now. Slice out wide, return to the three-quarter court in the middle of the court. Alcaraz couldn't. Slices forward and back, 30-15. Oh, wonderful ace. Down the middle of the court, 40-15. And Medvedev has 2 set points. And he wraps it up. First set, 6-3. I thought this was probably not going to be possible, but it has happened. First set is up. I did ask everyone in the chat who would win the first set, and you guys made your decision. Not many votes, but still, I think if I had many more, it would probably be around the same. 80% thought Alcaraz would win the first set. 20% said Medvedev. Well done to you who thought Medvedev was going to win. Yes, the next question now is, can Alcaraz come back and win in 3? You know what? Don't mind setting up another poll. Possible, but honestly, he's gonna have to find that level of tennis he's been playing now for the last 2.5 months before this game if Carlos wants to give himself a chance of winning this match. Just find he's very inconsistent, execution with many of his shots haven't been great. Yeah, he hit a a worldly just now on the run, forehand, cross court. Um, but other than that, there are more unforced errors that are standing out in my mind, and it's gonna have to improve a lot. Oh, fantastic return from Medvedev. Probably start staying away. He's got to stay away from that forehand return. Love 15. First serve. Forehand return is short. Not a bad drop shot. Medvedev just couldn't get there. 15 all. Another fantastic returns. Unbelievable. Alcaraz. I mean, that's what you call a forced error. After the serve, he was backtracking, trying to get out of the court. But the return, the accuracy, placement, phenomenal with power. Medvedev just looking so calm. And to be honest, the camera has been on Alcaraz a lot. It's starting to shift now to Medvedev, but just looking focused. Oh, went hard with the forehand down the line, but maybe too wild. Point for Alcaraz. Kick onto the backhand. Medvedev standing so far back. He misses his return this time down the middle of the court. Under the watchful eye of Alcaraz. Here we go. Good start for the Spaniard. Sometimes the kick into fourth or fifth gear happens when a set comes to an end, and that was quite evident in the second match, third round, when Alcaraz lost the first set. Who was he playing? Rinderknecht? And he came back to dominate in the second and third sets. He just flicked a switch. Well, Medvedev starts with an ace. Fifteen all. Alcaraz completely out of the court. Behind backhand. Inside in winner by Medvedev. Forehand cross-court duel. Medvedev turns out to be victorious. Unforced error by Carlos Alcaraz. Forehand in the net. I'm not too surprised, especially when Medvedev's serving. Gosh, that serve out wide from the due side is so effective. But it's more like, look at that. I mean, that's clearly a huge mishit from Alcaraz, who's having, I think now the aggression is coming out. He's having a word with his team. It's just very unusual for someone of this caliber, of this level, to be so calm. He's got to get some type of, he's got to get that steam out. He's got to release it somehow. Normally, it can be also done in a positive way, getting himself fired up, shouting those vamoses, but good sprint from Medvedev behind the baseline, just couldn't get to that ball on time. 15 love. Body serve, cramming Medvedev slightly. It's a short ball. Drop shot from Medvedev. 15 all. Backhand cross-court duel. Both players getting incredible length. Two slice backhands in a row. I think Alcaraz was on purpose, bringing Medvedev forward. Finishes the point with a double hand backhand winner down the line. Very smart and intelligent from the young world number one. Yeah, fantastic. And an ace through the center, misses Fenta, 40-15. Serve out wide, forehand return is out. So going on serve now in the second set. A little bit better by Carlos Alcaraz. Still seeing unforced errors creeping in, although that's been mainly on Medvedev's serve. That's understandable. Medvedev has been serving exceptionally well for the last couple of months, and it's always a little bit difficult, I think, to overpower someone like that when you have return. But a little bit more clinical now in his service game, so good job that Alcaraz was able now to hold onto his first two service games in the second set. I think he's going to have to try to be more experimental with when he's returning. Throw more drop shots. Saw that happen now in the last game where he deliberately played not a drop shot but a short ball out wide, bring Medvedev out of his happy place. And Medvedev loves to be on that baseline, just seems like it's striking the ball so well. Forehands and backhands. And probably his other happy place is serving. He's doing exceptionally well. One, two. First serve out wide. Pulls Alcaraz out of the court. And a wayward forehand by Medvedev. Medvedev attacking the net. Oh, volley wasn't too good. Oh, and he gets the right way. Backhand volley in the net. Daniil Medvedev. Tried to add more power. Alcaraz missed his forehand cross court. Double backhand cross court. Slice now from Alcaraz. Again, another slice cross court, but it's a little bit more shorter. Bounced up a bit. Went again cross court, wrong footing Medvedev for a passing shot winner. Well, look at that. So I said it would probably be very difficult to break Medvedev. But one tactic that Alcaraz can definitely implement well is changing it up, pulling Medvedev out of his comfort zone, play the short ball, bring him forward, setting himself up for 2 break points now to win this game. Try again with a slice, slowing it down. A lot of backhands cross court, backhand slice down the line now. Oh, good angle from Medvedev. Feels like the court's opened up a bit, but he stays on the backhand. Drop shot attempt in the net. But that's how Alcaraz must think. I think he has the best opportunity of beating Medvedev this way, who's just looking so powerful behind the baseline. Medi's ground strokes are looking so good, just so consistent. Still another break point. World number one under some pressure. Double head backhand in the net. Alcaraz gets the break. Well, there we go. Into a forehand approach. Alcaraz takes it out of the air, smash cross court for a winner. 15-love. Second serve, kick into the backhand. Medvedev standing really far back. He had time. Wild forehand by Alcaraz gifting Medvedev a point. It's 15 all. Yeah, it's very strange. He's been so inconsistent, man. That first set definitely shows it. Even though he's now 3-1 up. And it's not even, it doesn't look good. I want to be polite now. I mean, the balls are flying so far out. And look at that double fault. My goodness. And it's not even close to the lines. This is what I'm afraid of right now. What's happening? First serve goes in. Chip, forehand return. Drop shot by Alcaraz. Lob. Good smash from Medvedev. He's backtracking behind the baseline. I got a feeling there's going to be another drop shot coming at some point. Inside out forehand in the net from Alcaraz. 15-40. Probably going to be looking at back-to-back breaks right now. Unbelievable. What a return down the line by Medvedev. He gets the break. And it's 2-3. We're back on serve. Unbelievable. Well, it's making it hard for himself. Carlos Alcaraz. It's probably, if I'm going to be very critical, it's probably been the worst performance I've seen from him in a long time. And I felt he was a little bit rusty in Qatar. He had a bit of a break after winning Australian Open, and then I thought it was kind of understandable. But he turned those matches around, and he was able to perform better. And this is, it's just continuing through. He hasn't a great first set, playing for Medvedev and himself, and even though he's got a bit of a lead, and I guess he's back on serve, he had an opportunity there, man, to really take a commanding lead, and try to take the second set. Medvedev's up, off his seat. Two, three. Serve out wide, high looping forehand. Return goes long. 15 love. Good depth by Medvedev. Incredible forehands. Inside in forehands. And he finishes off with a drop shot. Alcaraz is all over the place. Smash right at Alcaraz. Oh, backhand volley in the net. That was some tennis. Beautiful tennis from both players. Medvedev came out top, was in control all the time, but great speed, incredible sprints, and athleticism from the world number one. Wow. Wow! On the run, double hand backhand winner by Medvedev. I think he sees his opportunity. There was an incredible return by Alcaraz, looking a lot like Rafa Nadal, finding the angle they needed cross court. Medvedev could only slice it down the line. At that point's history now. Good return by Alcaraz. Medvedev couldn't get low enough or get under the ball enough to bring it over the net. 40-15. Second serve slice into the body, and again, big return on the feet of Medvedev, who hits his forehand into the tram lines down the line. 40-30. Second serve onto the forehand, double hand, backhand down the line, drive, backhand, volley, winner cross court. It's 3-all. A lot of words of wisdom being projected in Alcaraz's direction. Thank you to everyone who's participating in the chat, in the votes. Oh, not many. Maybe it's because it's a Saturday. Who knows? First serve in the net. Kick down the middle. Medvedev comfortably returns back. They're in a hard hitting cross court duel and double hand backhand out by Alcaraz. These unforced errors are very high. Must be. If you're going to dig into that just now. Serve, return right back at Alcaraz and eventually double hand backhand long by Medvedev. 15-all. Slice out wide. There was really no power on that. And Medvedev hit his forehand return long. 3-15. Serve and volley. Volley is a drop shot. Medvedev gets there. Forehand volley cross court winner. 3-15. Kick into the backhand, and the return from Medvedev is long, 4-3. Let's have a quick look here. 2 aces for Medvedev, 1 for Alcaraz, 2 double faults for Alcaraz, 0 for Medvedev. First serve percentage 69% for the Spaniard, 65% for the Russian. First serve points 1, pretty much the same, 68%, 67%. Second serve points 1. Interesting. So there's Alcaraz very low, 50%. Points 1 off the second serve. Whereas Medvedev has 81%. There we go, winners. 14 winners for Alcaraz, 12 for Medvedev. Unforced errors, 19. And 16 for Medvedev. Net points 1, 50%. Okay, but that's only 3 out of 6. Medvedev 6 out of 10. More often at the net. That's also because Alcaraz is bringing him quite often to the net with drop shots. Okay, I see the poll's getting more active now. Very good, very nice. Thank you to people who are contributing. Really do appreciate it. It would be really nice to get a wholesome number, two-digit number of pool of votes to really get a feel of whether it's possible. Can Alcaraz come back and win in 3 sets? That was an incredible double and backhand winner. Cross court, the world number 1. Hard second serve onto the forehand of Alcaraz. Alcaraz tries to change the pace. He's done this a few times, and he hits it long. 15-all. Gets into this rhythm with Medvedev, and then he tries to change the pace, and it's been happening often. Today's been very inconsistent for the world number 1. Backhand slice that looked out, but probably landed on the baseline. Drop shot, winner from Alcaraz. It's exactly how he's going to have to play. I've been saying this for some time. He's been doing it more often now in the second set, to be very honest. But he has to take his chances, mix it up all the time. He's not doing too well, or at least Medvedev is getting the better of Alcaraz when they're getting the long rallies. I feel he's doing better with a return. High and long, Alcaraz chipping his forehand. Return. 30-all. Yeah, and as usual, big first serve down the tee. Alcaraz stretching with all his might, could only get the racket to the ball. Tried to do the same on the advantage side, but went long. Aggressive play from Alcaraz. There he is at the net. Forehand volley winner. My goodness. Can also be your coach, Carlos. That means I'm going to have to stop this channel. He has to play to his strengths, and he's got so many tricks. Wow, good return. Right in the feet of Medvedev, who was stranded inside the baseline. He had no time to recover and to get back behind the baseline. Tough playing a half volley from there. Attempted body serve by Medvedev. Unfortunately, the serve went out. Just half a meter away from the baseline. Inside out forehand return by Alcaraz. They're both in a double hand backhand cross-court duel. Alcaraz changing the spin, the height. Medvedev just hitting it flat, blasting it onto the forehand side. He's coming to the net. Great approach winner. Back to deuce. Exactly what I was saying. I can see the patterns. It's just staring me in the face. Alcaraz, sometimes he gets too comfortable and he just wants to rally with Medvedev. Obviously, he can do it so well. But it's working against him. Medvedev is just too strong. Too strong. As soon as Alcaraz playing drop shots, short angles, bringing Medvedev forward, or he goes to the net, looking more impressive. There we go. Medvedev wraps up his service game again in style. It's 4-all. Shots inside the baseline, 40% today. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, compared to an old statistic back in 2021. Looking a lot like Nadal now, flicking the racket over his head, trying to get probably more top spin. It worked, put pressure on Medvedev. He found a little more angle, perhaps, with that technique. Trying to overpower one another, dominate one another with those forehands cross court. Alcaraz got the upper hand, 15-love. Second serve. Kick out wide, return cross court, inside out forehand. Was closer to the outer double tram line than the inner tram line. The execution or the placement of his shots today have been very mixed. Very mixed by Alcaraz, and the scoreline proves that. Good serve out wide. I think it's getting a little bit tricky now, not to coming up with excuses for these players, but the sun is setting and it's creating long shadows on court. I would be personally serving into those areas or playing to areas where it's sunshine, shadow, sunshine, shadow. Beautiful volley. Does he listen to me? Can he hear me? Get to the net. There was a shorter return, but oh, what a beautiful volley. Great execution. Oh, massive mishit by Alcaraz on the forehand side. Yeah, okay, Got to compliment Medvedev on the return. That was fantastic. Oh, inside in forehand from Alcaraz. Now sliding. He's under pressure. Medvedev is happy to go hard on that forehand. He's not budging. Double hand back and cross court. How on earth is Alcaraz still going? Oh my word. He's looking tired for the first time. Oh my word. It was on that final, before he was attempting to get that drop shot from Medvedev back. He was sliding on the forehand side, and I just felt, yeah, it looked quite sluggish. But he's crouched over. It's going to get penalized here. He's taking more time out. Alcaraz is coughing. He might be ill. Don't want to come up with excuses. That would explain a lot. Slice out wide. Serve and volley attempt. Advantage, Alcaraz. Kick into the forehand. And the return is long. 5-4. Alcaraz, in the end, holds his service game. What a game. Wow. I don't know if I've seen that from Alcaraz before. Looking so tired and exhausted after a couple of sprints. He might have come down with a cold or start of a flu or something. It's got to take a lot of vitamin C and zinc to try to stay healthy. 17 matches now? 17 matches in a row. Is that the stat? He's won the season. 17 out of 17. I must take my hat off to Daniil Medvedev. He's been playing exceptionally well, regardless of what's happening in Alcaraz's mind, his body. Very consistent from Medvedev. Yeah, now and then he's hit some wayward shots, but been far more superior with the long rallies, which we're all so familiar with over the years. Second serve. Short return. But Alcaraz is trying to change it up now. Medvedev just finding great length on that backhand of his. 15 love. Oh my word, Alcaraz just tanked his forehand, but you could see it in his footwork. It's like he's hardly moving. I wonder if he's just happy to let this slide. I mean, I know what it's like, man. I've been sick now myself the last couple of weeks, but he's still trying his best, still sliding all over the court. Medvedev now misses his forehand. 315. Slice down the middle of the court. Not a bad return from Alcaraz. Put Medvedev off, most definitely. To control his backhand. 30 all. Whoa! Controlled forehand winner down the line using the power of Medvedev. What a time to get a break point. He has broken Medvedev already once in this match. And immediately after that, his service game was broken. But this is a big moment. He's doing all the defending right now, the number one seed. Oh my goodness. And eventually it goes long. Incredible play by Medvedev, and the pressure was so intense. Alcaraz had to succumb to it. Backhand cross-court duel. They're smashing it, and Alcaraz getting some good depth. Inside out forehand. He's at the net. Volley drop shot winner. Get forward. Get to the net. Incredible. He makes it look so easy, and I really believe now that's the way he's going to win this match. He can't be faffing around there behind the baseline, rallying with Medvedev. Oh, wonderful first serve down the middle of the court, and return in the tram lines. Back to deuce. Number 2. Oh, is that an ace out wide? See more people voting in the chat. Much appreciated. Drop shot from Alcaraz. Fantastic. I thought there was 2 bounces. Did he get there? No ways. 5 all. Alcaraz missed the easy volley. I want to see that one again in slow motion. Good disguise, changed the grip, turned it into a drop shot on the backhand side of Medvedev, who chased to the net. Oh, he did get there. Oh my word. Routine volley. Any other day, Alcaraz would have sunk that one. He would have got that in. 15 love. There we go. He's come forward again. Not a bad volley. Oh, did he get the passing shot? Medvedev missed it down the line. It's difficult to see because of the camera view. Right behind Medvedev. 30 love. Let first serve. Second serve. Kick onto the backhand. Return inside in. It's not too bad. It's open up the court. Medvedev decides to stay cross court. Good angle from Alcaraz. 40 love. Backhand cross court. Just put enough pressure on Medvedev. And very soon the entire court will be in the shade. Kick out wide. Good cross-court return, drop shot. Medvedev goes for the angle cross-court. Alcaraz does the same, wins the point. Oh man, this guy's an entertainer. Incredible stuff. That's how he has to play. That's how he's going to have to do it. Thought that he was playing too much of too one-dimensional in the first set, standing the baseline, trying to overpower Medvedev, and it just wasn't working. And in the second set, I noticed, or even the few times in the first set when he was playing drop shots, short balls, bringing Medvedev in, trying with the passing shots, lobs, was more effective. And in the second set, he's been more aggressive, getting forward as well himself. He likes to follow up to the net once he's hit a drop shot. Very smart to do that as well. This is turning into an exciting second set. Thank you to everyone who's been voting. You can see there's a little bit of change in the results. I can see from my side at least. Medvedev gets off his seat last. Five, six. Can he take it to a tiebreak? Oh, he blasted that forehand down the line for a winner. Medvedev, 15 love. Second serve into the body, cramming Alcaraz. But he coped with it. Backhand slice cross court. It's making it bounce too high. It's making it easy for Medvedev. Inside in forehand from Alcaraz. Smooth footwork around the court. Looked like he was just gliding around that baseline. Is he trying to beat Medvedev at his own game? I mean, he's struggling. He was doing more defending. I want to see more drop shots, getting to the net. Jeez, that was a big second serve out wide by Medvedev. Perez couldn't control the forehand return. First serve in the net. Second serve hard on the forehand, inside in forehand, and volley winner by Alcaraz, following up to the net. I know your strengths. Get to the net, or bring your opponent to the net. Ferio. Oh, that's a massive serve. Down the tee, it's probably again around that 134 miles per hour. What is that? Kilometers. 217. Ooh, almost hit an ace down the middle of the court. Second serve. Hard into the middle and forward in the net. We have a tie break. Tie breaks in 2026. Alcaraz 7-4. Medvedev 2-4. Interesting. Alcaraz has played more. He's also won more. Kick into the back and inside out, back and return. Inside of forehand. Now they're on the advantage side again. Inside of forehand winner by Alcaraz. "19 minutes have gone by. Second serve for Medvedev. Inside of forehand returns. Fantastic. By the wall number ones. Finding better, more power. Oh, incredible play by Medvedev. Sent Alcaraz running his heart out on his forehand side. Alcaraz couldn't get the ball over the net. How low can you go? Wow, magnificent play by Medvedev. It's all going on serve right now. Alcaraz to serve 1-2. in the second set tiebreak. Medvedev opts to stand back. Oh, it's a short kick. Very close to the net. And forehand in the net by Alcaraz. Oh my word. This is not looking good. Medvedev is just serving so well. I feel like his second serve has really improved in the last couple of games. He's not scared to hit it. Forehand cross-court duel. Medvedev changes directions. Backhand cross-court duel. Medvedev's a little bit more under pressure, I'd say. But that was short from Alcaraz. Needs to find more depth. Oh, terrible slice by Alcaraz in the net. Wow. My goodness. 4-1, Medvedev is serving. Again, forehand cross-court duels. Medvedev changes direction. Backhand down the line is long. It's 5-1 for Medvedev. They would switch sides. And I can't believe what I'm seeing now. He's going to need some help from the Rafa Nadal spirit or the tennis gods to turn this around. I always feel if you can get a commanding lead in a tiebreak, it's yours. But wouldn't this be such an upset? Wow. Don't know what to say. Medvedev has been playing fantastic, but for Alcaraz, oh, magnificent serve out wide, huge frame by Alcaraz, and Medvedev has 5 match points. Wow. If anyone out there was betting Medvedev will win this. Whoa, Alcaraz. It's a huge ace down the middle of the court. 4 match points left. Oh, return is long by Medvedev. Now comes the true test. I don't know if Alcaraz can. I don't know if he can survive this. Third match point. And he wraps it up with an ace down the middle of the court. Medvedev is through to the final. Unbelievable. I am shocked. Absolutely shocked. Medvedev has just beaten the world number one 6-3, 7-6, and has secured a spot in the final to play Yannick Sinner tomorrow evening. Well, for me at least, tomorrow evening. Just very calm, Medvedev. The whole match, just the whole match, was never upset, never. Yeah, it just shows that he's in a good space, Medvedev. Not getting carried away. Alcaraz leaving the stadium has now recorded his first loss for 2026. Thought something was up very early on. Early on in the first set, he was broken. The service game was broken, Alcaraz by Medvedev, and yeah, just really wasn't himself. Well, guys, I don't know what to say. There goes my prediction. I did predict Alcaraz final, but just unfortunate, really unfortunate how Alcaraz was just unable to play at the level of tennis that we've been so privileged to see, to hear. It was definitely one of the worst matches I've seen from Alcaraz. Obviously, stunning winners now and then, but too inconsistent. And Medvedev was fantastic the whole match through. Not celebrating too much, had a bit of a smile on his face. Man, this is going to be an interesting matchup now. Medvedev against Sinner. Wow, what is that going to look like? Just seen two semifinals being played one after another, and even Sinner wasn't that great. Inconsistent at times. He was fortunate to play Alexander Zverev, because he was all over the place, Zverev. So out of these four semi-finalists, Medvedev is definitely the best out of the lot. And if he comes on court tomorrow and plays the way he did today against Alcaraz, and he does that tomorrow against Sinner, well, he's going to be our Indian World Champion. Yeah. Shocked. Well, from my side, it's 1:15 in the morning in the Netherlands, and I think now's the time to end the poll. Alcaraz is definitely not going to be coming back. 60% of you thought he would. Yeah, everyone else out there, for the usuals, if you're in the chat, it was awesome having you there. To everyone who's new and watching me right now, it would be great. Just hit that subscribe button, join the community. I will be back tomorrow to stream. You guys can watch along the women's final between Sabalenka and Rybakina, and the men's final between Medvedev and Yannick Sinner. That would be really great. Hit that subscribe button, join the channel, and we can have some fun. I think I got to get going. Guys, take care, look after yourself, and hope to see you